Welcome everyone to the Dream Mirror deck profile. And just starting off to begin with, the deck profile, we are running a lot of monsters. And started off with, we have one Effect Veiler, one Droll Lockbird, two Sprites, and two Maras, along with one Ghost Ogre and two Ash Blossoms, one Ghost Bell, and three of the Dream Mirror Disciples, along with one Destiny Hero Denier, one Punk Madame, two copies of Punk Xiamen, and three copies of the Dream Mirror Trader. For the two Destiny Heroes, we have Celestial, and then we also have Dasher going in. And then we have one Dream Mirror White Knight, along with one Dream Mirror Black Knight. Then we have two copies of Foxy Tune, one copy of Ogre Dance, one Nibiru, and then for spells we have two Fusion Destinies and one Lightning Storm, along with one Triple Tack, and three copies of Dream Mirror of Joy. And then for the other field spellers, three copies of Dream Mirror of Terror. Then we are running three copies of Dream Mirror Phantasms and three copies of E-Telly. And then one copy of Called By, two of the Fusion, Dream Mirror of Chaos, one Forbidden Droplet, and then for the traps, one Infinite Impermanence, one Dream Mirror Hypnogia, and one Punk Dangerous Gabu, and then one Solemn Judgment. Going into the extra deck, 15 cards, we have one Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, and then two copies of Dream Mirror Urkling, and then two copies of its counterpart Tormentor. And then for the synchros, we have one Arclight, one Cupid Pitch, and one Borlid Savage Dragon, along with one copy of Amazing Dragon. For Xyz, we have number 3 and Abyss Dweller. For the links, we have Salamangreat, Nightmare Cerberus, along with Nightmare Phoenix, and then Predaplant Verde Anaconda. So let's go ahead and get into the combos. So we have Dream Mirror Phantasms combo. So the first thing you want to do is activate the spell card of Phantasms. And then you're going to go ahead and add Dream Mirror Trader to your hand. After it's added to your hand, you can go ahead and normal summon it, which also gives you the effect of adding the Dream Mirror Disciple to your hand. And we're going to go ahead and change its attribute, and then go ahead and special summon Disciple since you have another Dream Mirror on the field. You can also change that attribute if you want. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and activate Mirror Trader's other effect to get rid of Disciple, and allows us to special summon any one of these cards on here. We're going to go ahead and summon White Knight. We're going to go ahead and do that in defense position, and then activate White Knight's effect. Since it was special summoned, we can go ahead and just, it cannot be destroyed, which is also good. After that, we're going to activate the field spell we got, while also activating White Knight to go ahead and special summon Dark Knight in attack. You can go ahead and activate it. You could target one card on the field and destroy it. Of course, if you're going second, it would be a great effect. For the second one, we have the Dream Mirror Link combo. We're going to start off with Trader. Trader is always a good normal summon, and using its effect to add Disciple to hand and allowing the special summon Disciple is a good start off to the deck. After it's summoned, we can go ahead and activate its effect to change its type. It doesn't really matter if we do because it's a link. We're going to go ahead and link using that normal summon monster into Salamangreat. Its effect is if opponent targets a normal monster, you can send this to the grave and it can't be destroyed, which is good if it's another normal monster on the field. But what we're going to go ahead and do is just co-link into a level 2. You can use a Nightmare Cerberus or Nightmare Phoenix, depending on what you want to do. If you want to get rid of a spell or a monster, I went ahead and used the one that you can get rid of a monster if you discard a card, which is Cerberus. After that, there's a Fusion Destiny in my hand, and there's a lot of cards you can use after this. That's just a really good link combo with that one card combo you had. For this combo, all you have to do is just activate Phantasms, add Trader to your hand. Trader's always going to be a go-to card for this. Normal summon Trader, like you would always do with any of the others. Activate its effect to add Disciple to hand. Then you can go ahead and special summon Disciple since you have that Dream Mirror on the field. It doesn't matter attack or defense. It's going to get used anyways. So we're going to go ahead and activate Trader and to get rid of Disciple. And then this time we're just going to add Dream Mirror Sprite. This is going to allow us to add a Dream Mirror card to hand since it was summoned. And we're going to go ahead and add the fusion card, which is Dream Mirror of Chaos. But once that's added to hand, we can't quite activate it just yet because we don't have the field spell yet. So we're going to go ahead and activate Terror on the field and activate Sprite's effect to go ahead and get rid of her and get the Dream Mirror Mara. Once Dream Mirror Mara is on the field, then we are able to activate the fusion card because we have both a light and a dark monster. So once we fusion summon, we can go ahead and fusion summon. I like to summon Tormentor because of its effect, and I'm going to show you. So we're going to use Sprite and Mara both in the field and the graveyard to summon this card. Never in the extra monster zone in case you want to ever link, because you can use the link one right there with Disciple. Then I would activate Dream Mirror and Joy in the end phase. I'll show you how the field spells go like that. But for Tormentor, if Dream Mirror Joy is in the field, you can quick effect, you can tribute this card and special summon the other fusion, which is Urkling, which is a really good effect. For the other combo we have, we're going to go use E-Telly. It's great because this time we're utilizing punk monsters, and you can still normal summon afterwards. So for the special summon, to go ahead and special summon Xiaomin because of its effect that you can pay 600 life points and to go ahead and add one punk monster to your hand. The one that we want to add is going to be Foxy Tune. Then you're going to use all the punk monsters effect to tribute one punk and special summon itself. Once you tribute Xiaomin and special summon Foxy Tune, you're going to go and activate Xiaomin in graveyard to target Foxy Tune and go ahead and give it 600 plus attack. That's it for that one, and then we're going to go ahead and go into the Fusion Destiny combo, which we're going to utilize our heroes. If you have Fusion Destiny in hand, I would recommend using this after all the combos because it does lock you into heroes. You can fusion summon using Denier and Dasher, using the fusion that's already in your extra deck, to go ahead and go into attack position. Now, it does get destroyed during the end phase of your opponent's turn, but the thing is that if it's destroyed, you can just special summon it during the standby phase of your turn. Now that Denier is in the graveyard, we're going to go ahead and activate it to go ahead and special summon itself in defense position. You don't want it in attack because there's nothing you can do with it because the link one would have to be to a normal summon monster. But you can activate Denier's effect to add Celestial to the top of your deck because that way with your Dasher in the graveyard, once you draw Celestial, you can special summon it because Dasher's in the graveyard. That's it for that deck because that's utilizing going to be your next turn whenever you draw. That allows you to also normal summon any other cards you have in your hand. For the Punk combo, it's just going to be the same thing. The higher level ones, if you happen to draw them, you can discard them to add the card that you need to your hand. For this Punk, you can discard a card and allows you to special summon that Punk. That way you can still normal summon later on in your turn. So once we normal summon the Punk, we're going to activate its effect to pay 600 and go ahead and add Foxy Tune to our hand. Then we're going to go ahead and tribute that other Punk monster on the field to go ahead and special summon Foxy Tune in attack position. And then go ahead and use the graveyard effect of Xiaomin to add 600 attack to our card on the field. That's not all that we can do. We can add the field spell to the hand. We can still normal summon. Once we normal summon, we can normal summon the hero there that we have and go ahead and target Dasher. Or Celestial, whatever one that you want to add to the top of the deck. You can link using those two if you want to. Cerberus, Phonix, Paraplant, it doesn't matter what you want to do as long as you had that normal summon. So let's go ahead and put this all into a duel. So the first thing with this hand, I would go ahead and just activate the field spell, because the Dream Mirror Phantasms does have an effect when that field spell is in that your cards can gain life points. Go ahead and normal summon Trader to go ahead and add Disciple, activate a Disciple's effect to special summon itself to the field. I would go ahead and change its type, go ahead and activate Trader's effect to get rid of Disciple. Right here, I wouldn't necessarily add this card, because I would activate White Knight, because then you can get Dark Knight or Black Knight, because it's a high attack monster. And with the cards that I have in my hand, it's possible to get other high attack monsters to hopefully maybe my opponent will either surrender or at least not have high enough cards and have no way to get out of it. After that, I would go ahead and activate E-Telly to go ahead and get that punk monster onto the field. And then I would go ahead and activate it to pay 600 to add to Punk Foxy Tune to hand. That's probably the best punk card that's in the deck, because once you attack opponent's monster and destroy, you can gain life points to its original attack, which is good because it's a high level attack monster, so you can really attack a lot of cards, especially since we added 600 from the graveyard to that card. Then I would activate Phantasms. We already did normal summon, but it is good to go ahead and add another Trader to your hand. That way you can just do the exact same thing next turn. You could go ahead and link into one if you wanted to. I would go ahead and maybe your opponent might think you're going to go ahead and do something. But during the end phase of the turn, what I was saying about the field spells is you can destroy it and go ahead and activate another field spell that is in your deck. It all depends on what turn it is. If it's your turn, you're going to want Dream Mirror of Joy on your field, because go ahead and gives attack to your monsters. If it's your opponent's turn, I would add Dream Mirror of Terror, because it makes your opponent's monsters lose attack. So during each end phase, no matter whose turn it is, you can go ahead and use it. So when it comes to your turn, during the end phase of your opponent's, I would activate Joy. See how the opponent's your monsters gained attack. Your opponent doesn't have any monsters, but it would show whenever I had Terror on the field that they lost. So now that you had a Trader in your hand, you're going to go ahead and add another Disciple. This was all setting up for the next turn. You can go ahead and summon Disciple. It doesn't matter what Trader's effect you activate to get rid of Disciple if you wanted to, which we are going to. Since both have the effect. You could also get rid of Trader, but it wouldn't give you really a good card to bring, because I'm going to go ahead and go with the fusion possibility. So once we add this card, we can go ahead and activate the field spell if we wanted to later on in the combo here. But we're going to go ahead and add the fusion spell to hand, then going to go ahead and activate the fusion card, since we already have a field spell in place. If we didn't, then we would have to add the field spell that we had added to our hand. But we can go ahead and use the one in our hand, any cards that we have in our hand, since we have that field spell. And then we can go ahead and use the face down card on the field, or one of the cards. I did use the 2800 card because it required it. So now we have that card, which you can... Exactly during the battle phase, you can tribute it into another monster, except it is in defense position. But it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and do it right now just to show you that you can during your main phase and battle phase. It will be in defense position, but the thing is that if it's your opponent's turn and he's trying to get over a 3,500 attack monster, it'll be great.